Moving ahead now, the insecurity generally is arguably the biggest challenge confronting Nigeria at this time. From the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast to banditry in the northwest, attacks on police formations in the southeast and kidnapping in the southwest. So no part of the country is considered safe. This prompted 15 governors of the south to converge on Asaba last week in search of solutions to the problem. They came up with a communique centered on restructuring Nigeria. They called for the practice of true federalism where power is decentralized. The adoption of state policing was top on the agenda. Now, according to the governors, the current structure of the police force is incapable of meeting the security needs of Nigerians. And they say state governors, as chief executive officers of their states, are mandated to secure the lives and property of their people, and they cannot achieve this if security is not in their control. That is part of what we'll be talking about in the next couple of minutes. And joining me now for more on this is political technocrat Dr. Dayo Kayode. Dr. Kayode, good morning. It's good to have you join me.
Michael, how are you today?
Well, I'm very fine. We are looking at Nigeria with all the concerns, security concerns that we have been talking about in the last, say, few years. Let me put it that way. You have been monitoring this development. Talk to us basically as to what could be the reason. At this time, it is very clear that not even the federal government only, the African Union or the United Nations have all heard the voices of Nigerians calling when it comes to there's something wrong with security in the country. Why do you think, up until now, that there hasn't been a final solution to this?
Even up to this last weekend, Mike, a particular person in the American government was still talking about insecurity in Nigeria because they know that, look, for Africa to emerge, Nigeria must get their acts together. And when there is insecurity in the country, it becomes increasingly difficult for us to get together. Now, looking at insecurity in Nigeria, is it how it has been before? Where did we even miss it for us to be having these incessant security breaches in our country? So these are issues that we need to look at. I could remember when we were growing up, as early as 80s, we can go out anytime and come back anytime without any fear of maybe kidnapping or maiming. Do you understand? Even when police sees you on the road, even in the night, they will say, "Oh boy, how you doing?" Do you understand? No harassment.
There was a feeling of security.
Do you understand? Feeling of security. Unlike today, everybody now, even when you are inside your gates, you are still even afraid. Why? Because there's a kind of disconnect amongst the people. People don't believe themselves again. There's a kind of trust gap amongst the people. People are no more satisfied. Economic problem, social problem, cultural problem here and there, which has now led to a lot of security breaches in the country. You now see people trying to fend for themselves. You now see people trying to secure themselves. You now see people providing this and that for themselves, which has now turned a kind of making people to have some kind of psychological distress. And what do you have when people are having psychological distress? It leads to all these incessant security breaches.
All right, let's talk about, you have an event coming up and it centers on security. Can you enlighten us around that?
Yes, like what I've said, a lot of gaps here and there. So we are now looking at it for these insecurity breaches to be sorted out. We need to force some kind of cohesion amongst the people. Look at this. The Yorubas, they are talking about Oduduwa Republic. The Biafra, the Easterners, they are talking about Biafra, whatever. What is bringing this all about? Why? It's because there is lack of trust amongst the people. So what we are now talking about this convergence is, let us forge a kind of cohesion amongst the people. And how do we forge cohesion? It's about you, Mike. What exactly do you want from our union? What exactly do I want from putting on a suit? And for me not putting on a suit, does it make you more manly than me? No. But then what are you looking at before you put on your suit? What am I looking at for not putting on a suit? So to that extent, there will be a kind of a consensus between us. And then there wouldn't be a time whereby we'll be stepping on each other's toes. Let there be a kind of cohesion among the northerners and the southerners, so that we know that Nigeria belongs to all of us, so that we know that these are the things that we need to put together as a people to have the kind of Nigeria we have been having. So
it's like a mini dialogue that the southern governors are calling on to say, let us talk and then share minds as to how we want this whole union to be. It is
different from what the governors are talking about.
Right.
Because the governors, they are there. When they are talking, they look at their own interests. They are not looking totally into the people.
Right.
And meanwhile, the people owns government. But unfortunately, people don't know. So we are now saying, let the people come together themselves and say, look, we are one. Yorubas, Igbos, Ijos, Hausas, we are one. And we have decided to hold each other as one. We are forging cohesion among ourselves. These are the things we want. 1, 2, 3. These are where the shoes are pinching us. You have to look at this area. And we know you can. Because these are the resources that we know we have for all these things to be dealt with. And that is why we say, okay, let us meet. And then forget about your Igbo as let us put behind us our idiosyncrasies. Let us come together at Ibadan Jogo Center and then discuss these issues among ourselves so that we can have a blueprint to present to the governors.
All right. So who and who is attending this? Is it open to everyone to attend, even if I am Idoma or Tiv or Igede, as the case may be, or Jukum or Kuteb or Hausa or Yoruba or Fulani?
It is open.
I can all attend?
It is open to everybody. And that's why we call the name of the organization Coalition. Coalition of Nigeria Stakeholders Forum. You have to look at that word coalition and then stakeholder. You are a stakeholder. It just are stakeholders. Everybody, we are all stakeholders in Nigeria. So we are all coming together to discuss these issues. And even not only coming together, we're also going to stream it live on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Coalition of Nigeria Stakeholders Forum.
All right, so those who are not there can also follow.
Even people from abroad. We have been discussing from Nigerians in diaspora. They are also members of this. We have a lot of groups in diaspora. We even had a meeting till about 10 p.m. yesterday with the diasporans. And they're also going to hook up from the live streaming. So it's going to be streamed live through our Facebook page, Coalition of Nigeria Stakeholders Forum. All you need to is to go to Facebook page, look for that Coalition of Nigeria Stakeholders Forum, and then you like it. There, you're going to see it streaming live on Thursday, anytime from 10 o'clock.
All right, Coalition of Nigeria Stakeholders Forum. That's it. All right. Do people need to register to be part of it?
No, it's free for everybody. You don't need to register. We are not even asking anybody no money. It's just that some few of us decide to say, okay, how do we contribute to this, to solve the menace of insecurity in Nigeria? Okay, let us put our acts together and then contribute this little to our national development.
So it is your own way of contributing to the national discourse.
Our own way.
Our own way. You and all the stakeholders,
including you.
That came together.
Sure.
That's really interesting. Now, let's talk about the issue of, when something like this comes up and you're moving ahead, there are always concerns that it could be hijacked by persons who have ulterior motives and all of that. How are you safeguarding against a situation like that?
Yeah, it is only when you put up a concept like this that you allow it to revolve around money that people will come and hijack it. By the time you see what we are putting together, some people will think that probably we have spent almost 5 million. But no, it's just 10 kobo here, 5 naira there, 2 naira there. So, and because the basics is not established on money, then it will be difficult for anybody to come and hijack it. Because when you say you are bringing money, okay, money to do what? Is it money to get the venue? or money to get people to come and record, or money to put it on social media. No, because it is not based on money. And those of us that are putting this together, by God's grace, we have our little resources that we are putting together, plus people in the diaspora to be able to execute this project.
For the love of the country.
Just for the love of, if you go to my Facebook page, you see I wrote there, sacrificing the rest of my life to serve my fatherland. So also those people that we are putting this thing together, they have also taken to that we want to sacrifice a lot of things to ensure that Nigeria is sustained. Because there is no place, honestly speaking, I've traveled all over, virtually all over the world, and I've never seen a place better than Nigeria. Other than that, we still need just little things to put our acts together.
All right, so at the end of the summit, what do you expect, what do you look forward to generally after the summit?
Yes, what we are trying to do is, because if you also look at our rider, we said coalescing ideas for development and growth of Nigeria. We are going to look at different things that we need to do, that we need to put together. That's why you are having a lot of eggheads coming to deliver paper at that convergence. A lot of eggheads. And they are all doing this free of charge. We are not paying anybody no money.
For the love of country.
For the love of the country. So, at the end of the day, whatever the rapporteurs come up with, we are going to pass it over to the government, and we are going to follow it up. It's not only we are going to ensure that all Nigerians have access to whatever we come up with, and then we know that yes, these things are doable. They are no big deal. Nigerians are not asking for much. We are saying give us electricity so that we can develop our industries.
We'll take it up from there.
Do you understand? We are saying, okay, let us have our petroleum refineries to be working. Let us have modular refineries. It doesn't take you anything to do that. Stop saying youth empowerment, 5,000. No. We are saying give us sustainable youth empowerment whereby they can grow with it. So all these things, they are little things that Nigerians are looking for. They're not looking for to have an aeroplane and all that. But we want people that this is my proposal. These are the things needed for me to get along this. Do you understand? Take it to the bank. Don't let them stop asking for your great-grandfather's head before they can give you loan. Then they monitor it, and then they ensure that it succeeds. Go to China. All these little things we buy during Christmas for our children, they are being made by who? Secondary school students. All these things can also happen here. We can do them. We have a lot of researches. Go to NISA, Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research. Go to that of IFE. Go to a lot, NIHOT. You see all these things. Let us pick up all this research and then use it to empower the youth.
And even Firo.
Do you understand? Let us pick up all these things and use it to develop our youths. Instead of youths that have gone to university to study electrical electronics and then riding Okada, for goodness sake, what do you expect from such a person? It will be an easy prey for thuggery and all other vices within the society. So all we are saying is, please, government, we are not fighting you. Leaders, we are not fighting you. Just assist us. Let us grow like normal human beings. Period.
Let the system work.
Let the system work.
Nigerians are very hardworking.
Very hard.
Great concept, intelligent people.
I was amazed yesterday when a secondary school boy was telling me that these are the things he wants to become. And between you and me, this guy has started on Google to connect internationally towards developing that particular career. SS1 students. You can imagine that kind of a thinking. So these are Nigerians. We have a whole load of them there. Let government come around and assist them. They know the way it's being done in better climes. And that is why you see them abroad. They will come here as expatriates. But they are not university graduates. They are just technical people. But because they have been properly groomed in that area. So these are the things we are going to be discussing. We are not fighting government. We are not saying no. We are not saying we don't go grow. We are saying, please, these are our requirements. Just do it for us. The shoes are pinching us here and there. Help us to put shooting bag there.
And ultimately, government also stands to benefit in all of these.
Exactly.
When people are working, government is the one they will pay taxes.
They will pay tax.
And even when the country works, the credit goes to government that's performing.
Yes.
All right.
That is all we are trying to do.
We have to leave you here now. Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo Kayode, for the time to think, reason, and put efforts and resources together to ensure this works. We certainly will be following up with you on this development.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right.